Welcome to the episode of More Than Dice, episode 185. We're going to be
Yes.
talking about today's topic is going to be kind of about the changing to the gaming industries because someone actually brought up another thing that came up on while we were away, and I wrote it down. We're going to talk about shipping changes, plastic changes, model changes, things that are going around. So for More Than Dice, I'm Gonzo.
I'm John.
I'm Kathy.
So
I almost totally unjokingly said I'm John just because. I don't know why.
So we're going to that's going to be our topic. It's going to be talking about changes coming up to miniature gaming scene that is coming up because I know of three things typically that are happening, and it's going to change the way we play and how we buy. But before we do it, let's go ahead and thank Muse on Minis for hosting our stream. Guys, if you buy anything from them, make sure you use the code MORETHANDICE, all one word. You'll get 10% off anything you buy, and we get a little kickback onto the podcast for that. So other than that, John, what are you drinking tonight?
I have some Kraken mixed with Barks Root Beer.
Okay. Kathy, what's your poison tonight?
I'm drinking a Riesling.
Any type of brand?
I have no idea. It's German.
I'm doing the standard Maker's Mark tonight. We do have a shout out. It was kind of interesting when John sent me the shout out because I haven't heard this name in forever, and some people are probably not even remember it. But Willard Scott passed away. If you don't know, he was a weatherman. And it was a Today Show, correct?
Yeah, the Today Show. I remember. Yeah.
I think it was, 86 when he passed away? But, I mean, he was a unique personality on the TV show.
He was.
He was
he
a
had a
very
lot of
unique
charisma.
type thing. So, it was an interesting thing to hear that. Because, I mean, it got me thinking. I'm almost turning 50, so people that I kind of grew up with are starting to pass away. And I'm like, dang, I'm getting old. Type
Getting?
thing. All right, I'm old. Fuck it. Type
Just
thing.
saying.
Just saying. But I mean, it's. I haven't heard Willard Scott's name said in forever. But I mean, I recognize it and know what it was. Yes. Probably one of the most famous weather persons out there.
Yeah, come on, they mentioned his name in Die Hard too.
So it was kind of interesting. I didn't know of any other shout outs we need to give. Do anybody else know anything?
I am not aware of any other ones.
Nothing I can say without starting a whole conversation we don't want to go through.
That's fair.
Ronald McDonald, they did retire Ronald McDonald.
What?
Yeah, Ronald McDonald is retired. They retired him secretly and quietly back when the whole thing of clowns stalking people in the middle of the night. It was probably 4 or 5 years ago or something.
What?
Yeah. They retired Ronald McDonald from McDonald's because of all of the social things that were going around about clowns just like popping up in areas and such and being creepy, and they quietly did that. I did not
Apparently
know
that was like 5 years ago.
Yeah. That's the reason why we haven't seen Ronald McDonald anymore. It was quietly done. I did not know that he was Ronald McDonald.
The ads did such a good job that just when you say that name, it makes me want a hamburger. I'm not even kidding. I'm that brainwashed.
So I guess that's all their mascots down. And they had a whole crew.
Yeah. Yeah, it probably is. But I read that recently that it was quiet. Ronald McDonald was quietly retired due to that clown.
I'd never heard
thing.
of either of those, so I don't think it was actually a big social thing. I think it's mountains out of molehill, which a lot of things are. So
yeah. Well, I guess there was like a bunch of people around the United States, or that were like appearing as clowns, being creepy and such, and it was a thing for a bit, and so they're like, you know what, we're not going to show Ronald McDonald anymore.
To be fair, I never really got they continue to don't get clowns. I mean, as in the actual dressed with makeup and big shoes and all, I'm like, okay, cool. I don't get it.
Yeah, got me. There are better burgers. Yes, there is. Homemade burgers.
Oh, undoubtedly there's better burgers. Undoubtedly. Portillo.
A few burgers is consistent. You know what you're getting.
Yeah, true.
Mediocrity. What you're getting. Mediocrity.
Guys,
I'm
please,
sorry.
please be safe out there. Please wear your mask. Please get your vaccine shot. Please, please, please. We want to see y'all at HUGCon 2022, aka Adepticon. If you want to come out earlier, you can always come out to Warfare Weekend and see us there, or see me and Captain Mizzy. But to see the whole team, we're all going to try to make it to Adepticon this year, which Kathy and everybody we've dubbed HUGCon 2022. So, and Portillo's, yes. We're going to at least go to Portillo's at least once. So, guys, please be safe. We appreciate everybody that listens, everybody that comes in, everybody that watches. It makes the stream a whole lot better. Don't forget to check out John doing some streaming of MechWarrior Online, typically on Mondays and Fridays.
Mondays and Sundays, they were the only definites.
So Sunday and Mondays is definites. Every once in a while, he just jumps on for shiggles.
Yeah, we're working on the schedule between the two of us and such.
Yeah, there will be no RPGs for me this week. All of those got canceled. Sorry, Captain Busy. So, guys, please be safe. Please, please, please. Cheers.
Cheers.
Prost.
Oh, and maybe not this Monday because I'm going over to Marshall's tomorrow, so we'll have to see if I get home in time.
Gotcha. Yeah, Captain Busy, no games this week. Let me switch over my cam because I'm going to work on try to finish this model up today, and because all we got to do is the legs and the head. Okay, 2 legs and a head, and we'll hopefully get this one done, and I can start working on a new one, and I may put that up to a vote of which one I do next, type thing. So let's switch this around. So, John, you saw the one that I think was Mo's Magic that put up.
Yeah, so Mo's worried that Malifaux is switching to bendy plastic a la, say, Steamforged or something. And they've used it before. They used it on the Aeonis figure that came out a while ago. This is not going to be their regular stuff Mo's. I think they're only doing it for these supplemental boxes, the quote-unquote faction boxes, as they're calling them. If I remember correctly, it is only for those boxes, so don't worry about it. They have a whole new set of things that are meant to be used with any of the masters, just so you can quickly get more variety in your force. So you buy a faction box, you buy your master's box, and then afterwards you buy the quote unquote Outcast starter box, and it's got 4 models in there that can be used with anything, along with a fate deck, upgrades, scheme markers, and a measuring widget. It's a really good idea for a company that doesn't have any essential starter box. So don't worry about it. Regular models will still be multi-part plastic, so you can enjoy the wonder that is Jan Lo's beard.
Oh, what
and
about the
tiny
pipe?
Alarms. Oh yeah, the
guy with
pipe.
Yeah. Oh my God, the braid on that one girl that comes in 2 parts.
Or the straps for the straps on the one who's got like the tank top. The straps are coming down the side. The straps are separate. Like fuck all of that.
That is just stupid.
Yeah, I mean they're nice models, but
they are.
Yeah, so they're all designed to be very basic models, and I think they actually are going to be that plastic. But it's a good idea because you need to get something to. Yeah, they're pre-assembled. The other ones are not like that. The other ones are going to continue to be the same old, same old. So no worries there. I had heard of that prior to you saying it. I actually didn't realize all the good stuff that came in the box set, the measuring widget and all that actually helps quite a bit.
Well, also on top of that, Infinity is looking to do plastic also.
Oh wow!
About damn time. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't play Infinity anymore, but
Yeah, they're looking to do plastic also, which is something I thought was interesting because they've been doing nothing but metal.
that's because they can control it in house. I mean, that's the biggest reason to not ever go to plastic if you can help it. It's because you can do metal in house. You don't need facilities. You can't afford to do that.
Which is kind of what our topic is. Let me put my camera. I didn't know if I was showing myself or not. That um, if you do metal in house, like Privateer Press does some metals and stuff like that, and resins in house, um, you can control that because it's the shipping time and everything. Because right now, one of the biggest issues in all of our gaming community is the shipping time for models. Shipping time for anything. Um, Recently, it was stated that Asmodee has stated that 400 of their products are going to be jumping up either 12 or 14% in price, um, which is a decent amount of up to go up. But um, that's just
It's
what's got to be.
We're
so
gonna see that trend all over for things that are made in China and shipped over here.
Correct.
you won't see from Games Workshop. Games Workshop's sneakier than that. They're going to, because the reason companies don't generally do this, if you're all wondering, is because think about the stores that have stock. So that's why nothing ever goes down in price, because if the price goes down, people come into the shop expecting to pay less, and so the store looks like an asshole for charging more for a product just went down. When really the store paid for it at whatever the old price was, and isn't getting it for cheaper yet. It's also why GW does a lot of changing box sets that seem like barely a change, just be reboxing, so that they can change the price of it. So that's a little behind the scenes there. But this won't affect that too much because honestly, the stores, if they have stock, will just get a little more money for it or sell it at price and change it when the new stuff comes in. Who knows? I don't know if they're changing the SKU on things or not. That's usually how you change the price because people have their POS systems. We'll see. But another good note is most of the stuff that Asmodee is raising prices on is stuff that's been around for a while. And, like Marvel stuff doesn't seem like it's been around that long, but their early stuff was priced really, really well. And the newer stuff that I've noticed has just been more expensive because that's the way it is. If people think that COVID and stuff is not going to affect everything, it is. It's going to affect everything.
Yeah, because I mean, I was talking to one of my vendors for Warfare Weekend about some of the product and stuff that he wanted to do, and he says his biggest problem right now is shipping. That people are, best way to put it without being really rude about it, the shipping is being controlled by who can bribe and pay extra for their shipping right now.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So like if you're a big company, you can go, hey, I'll pay you an extra $10,000 to put my stuff on the boat now.
Yeah.
And a lot of these smaller companies are like, I can't afford that. And
Exactly. So I mean, it's welcome to free market. You made free
Correct.
market. The upside is that a
Now
lot
you
of
get
things.
to live in it.
Yeah. You did lots of years of it being. I mean, there are times when free market is good. It helps keep prices down and all, and then eventually, it comes and it fucks you. This is the time where it fucks you.
Yeah, because that's what a lot of problems are going on right now. Because I mean, how many releases are we behind on Marvel in the United States, John? Do you know?
It's impossible to tell because they'll say things are coming out and then not show anything, and then suddenly something else shows up.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's impossible to tell. I've heard that other countries are getting Moon Knight and Blade soon, and we're not slated to get them for a bit. That probably goes the other way around. Yeah. So it's impossible to tell with those. They've been good about keeping their thing fluid. But let's look at another smaller company, Renegade Game Studios. Since we were talking about them last week about the G.I. Joe and Transformers and Power Rangers role-playing game, I pre-ordered the Transformers collectible or deck building game, and it theoretically had a release date of August. Well, August has done passed, and I don't have it. And I've emailed them and have not gotten an answer, but I mean, it's just the way it is. It just turns out that, stuff's going to be delayed. So many things were set up for the way the market was. And now that things have changed, it's going to change things. And, we wanted to believe that our hobby was going to be insular and it wasn't going to affect that. But the cold hard truth is it eventually reaches us too. Hobby companies, they care about us, no matter how much you want to think that. They really care about their end customer more than you think, more than a lot of other businesses. But at the end of the day, they are still a business and have to make business decisions.
Yes. Yeah, because that was the one thing that, because a lot of people are trying to get all their pre-orders and all their information in and everything done soon so they don't get the jacked up prices. And I'm like, it's going to be all stuff eventually. Everything's going to go up about, like I said, about, 12 to 14%.
That seems, some companies can do less because some things don't need to. A lot of the companies are just going to see, I'd say this bluntly, the better companies are going to raise it what they have to. The other companies are going to use it as an excuse to make things priced, let's say, with the big dogs. When GW keeps raising prices, you can go underneath GW, and as long as you're underneath, it's generally not a worry for most people. Well, it's cheaper than GW. If you're looking at it right.
Well, it was interesting because I was talking about that. When do you think it's going to be a change when finally we move everything back here, back to the United States? Do you think that's ever going to be a chance?
I'm going to say not until someone finds a way to do things cheaper, because we're going through our own social things now where, you can't pay people shitty wages for jobs anymore. That just don't happen. Like, fast food places are paying real living wages to people, which is great. But until you find a way to do that manufacturing at a cheaper rate, what we need is, what will change will be a company in the U.S. going, we're going to fight China on this stuff, and we're going to try and make plastics and compete with them. And, it's not going to trickle down to our industry for a while, because they're going to do everything else that China does first. And they're going to have to do what they can to compete. It's going to take a big dog or someone with a lot of money and just, the foresight wanting to do that to start it off. I don't think it's anytime soon.
Yeah, because that was the interesting thing is, we moved everything overseas, and now we've got things stuck overseas, and trying to bring it over to the United States and put it back here. Of course, you don't have to worry about the shipping as much. You worry about shipping out, but not shipping in, I should say. So I was wondering if that was, because this is something I really don't know about, and just from hearing from other people what they told me, and I'm like, how long until we get back to having everything done in America again? And I was like, I don't know. I don't think that's going to be, if it is, it's going to be a long time, because like you said, people are going to require wages.
It's going to be never, because they can pay people a pittance in China. That's how they control prices. It may happen, but stuff's going to be more expensive. Because, and that stuff will sort itself out. It's just going to take a while to, because they know, the reason they're not trying so hard is because they know, let's say, GW's charging a super huge price for things. I'm trying to think of one of the models. There's a model I was looking at that's like a giant beast centaur guy.
Oh, yeah.
He is super duper cool. And I was like, I might just pick him up to paint, because I paint enough now that maybe I can do that here or there. And I'm thinking, God, wouldn't he be cool? So I went to go look for the price of him. And I'm trying to find him here on the website. God, nothing's easy to find. Thanks for having a wonderful website, Games Workshop.
Mhm.
Well, let's use a different one. Let's use Bellacore, because he's a good new one that came out, and this guy's similar priced. Cool giant dude, oh, maybe pick up just to paint him. He's $140.
Mhm.
That's a lot. Like, there's no two ways about that not being a lot. So, I don't know that that's possible, but you're going to start looking at the point where people will have to start pricing things at that more. It won't just be, oh, just that one guy. It'll be more stuff that high. Those $60 models become $70 or $80 or $90 models, and at what point does it no longer work?
Do you know, John? Do you know what they make in their factory, Games Workshop? Like, is it miniatures they make in their factory, and the game books and pieces that they make else in China, or is everything from China?
They can make any plastic models, assuming they have the mold handy in both their factories. The Memphis one generally doesn't do too much of that. It is mostly for insurance purposes because they have a backup then. And having a backup lowers your insurance costs quite a bit, but they could. If they have the mold, they could make anything there.
Do you think that one of the reasons why their models are more expensive is because they're not all made in China by slaves?
Oh, absolutely. I'm sure that's part of the reason why. I mean, they make a healthy profit of them. They're probably still a bit more than maybe another American company could could charge for it. But I mean, let's look at, for example, the Hulkbuster armor that's coming out from Marvel Crisis Protocol. 2 models, one human's, one normal sized, one larger sized. It's at a pretty good price,
What would they
I mean,
say the price was going to be in a year?
give me a second. I'm getting on the website to find out.
And they did say that those are the 2 models. It's not. Is it damaged and undamaged? Did they say that yet?
They haven't said that yet.
Oh, okay. I was just curious.
That's neither here nor there.
So I'm thinking that the complaints that people are making about Games Workshop being so expensive is really because they make the stuff, a lot of it in-house and not in China, using sweatshop labor.
Yes, a lot of it
so
they do, yeah.
Maybe people should just stop complaining about the prices and consider that.
It is definitely something they should consider. I mean, no one ever will. I mean, at the end of the day, we're complaining about everything because we can.
And I'm just gonna say, I don't have a horse in the Games Workshop race. I no longer play any Games Workshop stuff. I rarely paint Games Workshop minis. While they are beautiful and I like them, I can't afford them. But I'm not going to complain about that.
Which was interesting. That was one of the main topics when I was going to the game store yesterday. Was people they're just done with Games Workshop after they tested out these few games that we were demoing. They were like, "Wow, this is really good. This has got some good rules. I like this. This is really cool." And they're like, "Why do I continue to play Games Workshop?" And I'm like, "Well, because you like the game." They're like, "No, I'm not really liking the game anymore." And I'm like, "Okay, then."
So the Hulkbuster is basically $50. If you make that in the U.S., my guess, and this is just a guess, having worked in the industry for a while in the past, you're probably looking at $75, $80 easily for that if it were made in the U.S. Because you'll lose some shipping costs, you gain a lot of other costs. So, Paul John's Life, there's a joke that Magic players would complain about Wizards of the Coast if they gave them free money. They just complain about how it was folded.
Mm-hmm.
So it is. People have a hands to. That's why I try not to let it get too salty. But yeah, there's a lot of games out there. People are starting to find that GW isn't the only horse in that race. As a matter of fact, the only thing GW does exceptionally is the quality of their models.
Oh yeah, there's no qualm about the quality of their models.
Yeah, their models are
best to put together.
Like even like if you look at the stuff for Warhammer Underworlds, the single the not quite one piece, but the easy to put together models. Those things are great.
Oh yeah.
And they're easy to put together. So I mean, there's that.
Paul John's Life says, I think they used to make a similar joke about the old pre-painted D&D minis.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, the pre-painted D&D minis.
I got a box of those over there.
Yep, we used to use those. My friends used them for all our D&D stuff back in the day. I mean, he still has boxes and boxes of them. They were really convenient, you know.
That and then like the tile sets they had, I thought those were great.
Oh, speaking of the D&D minis, I will soon be showing some of the new WizKids Sprue D&D minis. They're on their way to my house, and so on my stream I'm gonna, and on here too, I can show them when I get them. When I get them in my grubby little hands.
That's cool. I mean, people are starting to realize GW is not the only thing. You just need to get in certain genres. You need to get a good competitor. Like,
It's in a kit, Mo. Yeah, it's in a kit.
I mean, they had some before because they've got like the ones that they put out, like Minsk and Boo and all the other legends for D&D. They were multi-part. They were a little bendy plastic though. Hold on. Because I got Minsk and Boo right here.
So we'll see what kind of plastic they are, and if you can get them together with plastic glue, or if you need super glue, or
The old ones weren't super bendy, Mos. Just some of the parts were a little bendy. I mean, it was a good quality thing. Its sword was a little bendy, but most of the rest was good.
Yeah, it would be nice if they were in the same sort of plastic as even a Marvel Crisis Protocol. I used super glue on those, by the way. I didn't use plastic glue, and they went together fantastic.
I used plastic glue and everything. I used plastic glue.
So I did my experiment when I initially got them because I wasn't sure what kind of plastic it was because everything was brand new and no one had put them together before yet. So I did a test of sprue against sprue, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it didn't stick. Like, it didn't adhere right away. And I was like, well, am I going to have to wait forever for this? But then when I used super glue, it bonded really fast. So I'm like, oh, well, super glue it is.
So I'm going to tell you that's how that works. I mean, plastic glue sometimes takes a bit to work.
I mean, I have used plastic glue before.
I was making sure. I don't know how much you use plastic glue. You're a super glue person. It's all good.
I did used to play Malifaux.
I mean, you could super glue Malifaux models. I'm just saying.
You could. But yeah, I did plastic glue my Games Workshop stuff, my 40K stuff. I did plastic glue my Malifaux stuff and everything. And so I was like, well, but I also know that there are plastics that, like the Privateer Press crazy resin plastic stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You know what I mean? So I'm like, well, is it going to be more like that, or is it going to be more like this? And I wanted to see. So I went sprue against sprue, and it didn't look like it was, melting the plastic in the same way that plastic glue that I expected.
Gonzo, are those backwards? Are you sure those are okay? I guess they might be okay.
But the super glue was a really fast bond. And incredibly sturdy. So I was like,
I'm just saying your scientific test wasn't terribly scientific.
Well, no.
I actually glue them to bases with super glue as well because of the texture on the bottom of the feet.
Yeah,
the super glue fills in the gaps. It makes it a much better bond there.
Yeah.
100% with you there, but model. So yeah, actually, no nickname Frank and I were at the dinner on Thursday and. We talked about Restic and Privateer Press and for the record, in case anyone was wondering my opinion at all, let me just say, fuck Restic.
I agree with that. I'm not familiar with Faller. Mo's Magic says Faller makes a really great quick drying plastic glue.
I mean, guess that's worth looking up, isn't it?
I'm not familiar with that.
Only
I
had
use
a
testers.
magical device that I could find it with.
I use the testers. Well,
I mean, let's be
whatever
honest.
it is, liquid
Testers
cement for
is-
plastic models.
Yeah, Testers is the brand name. It is the good stuff.
That's what I got.
Faller plastic glue, super expert cement.
Ooh,
It's
super
the
expert.
expert. It's the expert.
Super expert.
Adhesive. I don't know what the difference is. Prices seem fine. Honestly, I was thinking about getting some of the Tamiya extra thin cement just because.
Oh yeah, I've heard good things about that.
I mean, they've been doing it for years. It's Tamiya. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like when good hobby tip, everyone. When you're unsure of what company you should buy your hobby supplies from, go with the brand name. They will not do you wrong. Even GW, all the shit they put out has been pretty solid. So
It all works. It absolutely does.
yes, even if they had to make the liquid green stuff to fix a problem with another product.
Mm,
Oh, I didn't hear about that one. I was wondering why
Failcast.
they did that.
Yeah, those.
Finecast. I mean,
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
the fine cast.
Finecraft was not good.
No.
Like even they would admit it now. Like they tried, the quality wasn't up to their standards.
it was
That's
a
why they got rid
mistake.
of it.
It was a mistake.
So, did you lose track of
Wow,
which?
that knee armor looks really crazy with the big pointy thing. That's odd. Is there a jet in it? Does it collect rainwater? Do pigeons roost there? In their knee armor?
I mean,
Oh, now
possibly.
that would be funny. That would be a funny model, like modeling one like where it's so big that you make little bird nests in some of the areas.
Is it like having goldfish in your shoes?
Oh, I've heard about the plastic gap filler. What do they call it? Sprue goo?
Super glue with zip kicker.
Sprue goo. When you
No.
melt down sprues and make it
Jesus.
into a paste.
What's wrong with you, Gonzo?
What, you don't just use super glue and zip kicker to fill your models?
I don't own Zip Kicker because I
I
have.
also don't own Zip Kicker.
Again, we have standards. Look,
I just
Zip Kicker
breathe
is fine
heavy
in
on
a
my
pinch.
models.
It's good in a pinch, but you know what works better than Zip Kicker? Fucking patience.
Your hot, moist breath.
See, I wasn't going to go there because that just gets creepy. Because while people might like your hot, moist breath, no one wants to hear about my hot, moist breath.
It's not like you're breathing on people. You're breathing on tiny little plastic soldiers. Or actually metal. I did that for metal ones, not really plastic ones. But yeah, because the, you know what I'm saying? The water kind of makes it set.
You mean you don't lick your model
Faster?
first, then glue it?
Oh, for fuck's sake.
I know someone that does that. They take their two metal pieces, lick them, then put the glue, and then hold it together.
Lick it and stick it.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess.
I
don't know. I have no opinion about that. I mean, maybe I do, but I'll just...
Oh, we know you have opinion because we have opinion about licking brushes. You definitely got an opinion about licking models.
Yeah, that just seems...
It is what it is, you know? If it works for you, whatever. You're going to paint anyways. The paint will get over it. It'll be all good.
I don't even know what Zip Kicker smells like.
Oh, it's
I've
horrible.
never held a bottle of Zip Kicker. No idea.
I used it for a bit and then, but it doesn't bond well. I'm
No,
here to
it
tell
makes
you.
it makes the glue very fragile.
Yeah, that is what I've heard, so just stayed away.
Now, I've seen people, my boy Sanchez used to work with me at Games Workshop, would take it and he would put it together and then give a little bit around the edges so that it would just instant bond the edges, but then the center would have normal time to form.
Okay, Mo says the moisture makes the super glue bond faster. See, that's why I breathe heavy on it. That's exactly why I breathe heavier on it.
I just use patience.
I mean, that's fun too, I guess.
No, it's really not effective. I mean,
Makes it easier to put back together, right, Billy? After the tree man's arms fall off for the 17th time,
then I pin it.
that I was just gonna say, then you get the brilliant idea to pin the arms on with paper clips. Job
And because I
done.
used Zip Kicker, the pieces broke cleanly. You don't know that. You haven't done a test. That is bad science, sir. Don't show your bad science here.
You still have to clean all the glue off both
Yes.
pieces before you glue them back together, whether you pin it or not. But I recommend pinning all metal models.
Yes.
You know, talking about that, you think more people are going to go to metal models with the shipping issues or anything? Think everybody's just
Nope.
going to stick with the plastic?
Because the metal itself is just not going to get cheaper.
The material is
Because the last I heard, parts of what made up pewter, because it's not an actual metal, it's an amalgam of metals, were getting harder and harder to get, and that's why they stopped using it, because it got really, really fucking expensive. So, you know, at that point, you got to look for a different material.
Who is asking? Remember when old Rowdy fell off my tray at War Machine Weekend? I feel like that's how I have to say that.
Well, back in War Machine Weekend, I think it was 2017, old Rowdy fell off my tray, and then he just bounced and broke cleanly because of the Zip Kicker, and I was able to put them together right there and continue and finish the tournament. Is that what you're thinking, Kathy?
Yes.
Okay.
I might be dying now. John has killed me.
Oh, that's fair. You killed me earlier with all that shade. Jesus. I was dying in the shade. Oh.
I never cast shade.
Oh, you cast shade. It was a lot of shade. Oh, my. So with shade, I had to turn on an extra light just so I could fucking see the screen.
That might have been the pre-ramble.
It was pure brutality. That was before Gonzo muted me.
That's when I was talking about the new paint line that WizKids is coming out with. They're coming out in January.
Again.
With this D&D prismatic paint, it's called. They have this whole new line of paint that's coming out. I have no idea about it. The names of the paint some of them are pretty interesting though. They have black pudding. I don't know if that's black or what. I mean,
I'm gonna go with black.
No, you know what? They have a paint called black, and then they have a paint called black pudding. So I don't know if that's like dark gray or.
If they make a good off black, that'd be fucking amazing, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Bullywug hide.
What color's a bullywug? I don't think I ever stopped.
No, but I guess we'll find out.
I never stopped stabbing one long enough to figure out what color its hide was.
Now, if they have bullywug models that require painting, now you have a paint color to paint their skin, I'm guessing.
I guess thinking about it, it's probably sort of like a toady brown or green.
Yeah. Dead flesh, dead white.
Those. You need to have those names so you can copyright them.
They have a paint called Displacer Beast. Is it blue?
It should be purple.
Blue, purple, blurple.
Blurple?
Is it blurple? They have a color called Ettercap.
Okay. That should probably be a reddish brown if I remember correctly.
There's one called Fairy Dragon Wings. Aww.
Oh my god. She's a cute drow nipple pink. Drow nipples aren't pink because of their dark skin. They'd probably be more of a gray, to be honest.
Well, if you ever looked at drow nipple pink, it's not actually pink. It's actually a purplish gray color.
I would like to say that I am no expert in dry nipples.
No one is. They don't exist.
Oh no, I'm sure there's some people out there that are. Fan fiction exists.
Well, that's true, but I mean, like, never mind. Illithid skin.
Well, Bayan, you can buy some of the GW ones, or you can just get some of these and some two-sided tape. I want to find more of these. These are perfect.
It looks like what kind of a spool is that?
I don't know. Someone gave it to me. I put some two-sided tape on the top, and I put a model on it, and I paint the model on it.
Yeah, Mo's
Ta-da.
right. Blurple and Mahorange go great together.
You have a Megatron.
An
Yes.
Autobot Megatron.
I mean,
No
indeed.
less.
I did when I went to Hobbytown. They did have the Decepticon Megatron version there too. But
I imagine the only difference is a little bit of Urple on him.
I'm gonna do some panel liner real quick on them, so I want to see what it looks like.
Beta, if you don't have two-sided tape, you can use blue tack. If you don't have blue tack, come up here. I will throw blue tack at you.
Or you could do it with hot glue gun.
I'm pretty certain he didn't have a hot glue gun. I mean, he's free to prove me wrong, but pretty certain.
I'm just saying. I mean,
Deckles.
you could get a hot glue gun.
Actually, I guess those are actually full-on stickers, aren't they?
Yeah, they are stickers. I figured I would do like the red ones and of course the Autobot symbol, but like you're supposed to put these here, and I'm like, I'll just panel line
the chest. I think the chest. Well, I mean, you might panel line, but if it doesn't work, you can always use the stickers.
Use the deckers.
Oh yeah. If you screw up, you can use the stickers.
Yippers.
The decals. We don't live in Canada, friend.
So this is a funny joke. One of the guys I used to play MechWarrior Online with, Senshin, is from Canada. So me and Bio were playing, and we end up in Forest Colony Classic Snow, which is a snowy forest one. And I'm like, oh, great, we're on the worst map. He's like, it's not the worst map. I'm like, it totally is. He's like, no, it's not. I'm like, how do you figure? He's like, it's close to Senshin's house. At that point, I fucking had nothing. Like, all right, fine. You win. Ooh, I didn't look like it's working so well.
No, there's like a weird.
Did you watch it first? You should watch it first.
Let's do this because I can always.
You didn't wash your plastic spruce. See, folks, this is why you wash your plastic spruce first.
That is one of the reasons why I decided not to paint the Gundam that I put together, because I didn't feel like washing all. I was lazy. I didn't feel like washing all that stuff, and if you're gonna paint it, you want to wash all that stuff first.
Now, Banyan dropping some knowledge on you.
What's Banyan saying?
You're going to do the liner. You have to wash the plastic first.
And half is
That's what Banyan said, and he knows. He knows.
Yeah,
and
you're in his area of geek expertise.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
I expected as much, and in fact, I think it was Banyan who told me that before I even started putting that one together.
Or you just use a sticker.
Yeah.
Those are your two choices.
I don't like this sticker.
Oh, it's happening.
What's happening?
One of the streamers I follow challenged his chat, said that when he got to 1,000 subscriptions, he would dye his hair pink. He was at 8 something at the time. He got to 905, and one of his people dropped 100 subs on him.
Oh wow, that's great!
So he is currently getting his hair dyed pink.
Yay!
Just
What
for
Randy and I were talking about this week is don't challenge chat. They will. Accept
they
the
will.
challenge.
That's how Big Jim Slade ended up with Cookie Monster blue hair. And it was a beautiful thing.
So I like how we all tell Gonzo he's got to watch it first. He's like, nope, full speed ahead.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, I'm just kind of playing around with it.
Do you read the picture of everything on fire?
Terrible from here. It's fine.
The cicadas are going crazy outside.
The what?
The cicadas.
Oh yeah, they have been here too.
Really? Ours are all dead. Or back underground. Or mostly. I hear some stuff every once in a while. It's not as bad as it was. It's not the cacophony it was months ago. Where I'd walk outside and be like, holy shit, you guys need to knock it off. It's funny.
In a few years, we've got the 17-year cicada plague here. Every 17 years.
We had ours this year.
I mean, we get them every year, but that year,
Mm-hmm.
the
Yeah.
where if you go outside, it sounds like War of the Worlds.
Oh yeah.
Everywhere.
Which I heard that new TV
so
show
loud.
was pretty good.
Huh?
I heard that TV show was pretty good. They did a new War of the Worlds TV show.
I did not know that.
Yeah, I heard it's supposed to be pretty decent. I don't have the channel that it's on, so I don't know if it's any
Look
good.
it up.
I mean, it's as good as the old War of the Worlds TV show?
Well, isn't it in movies?
No, there was a TV show.
Was there?
Yeah. It had one of the guys from Predator as the military guy in it. I remember
When
this
was
show.
that?
Look, unboxing of Thundercracker.
Banian says, I'm willing to bet that once the ink dries, it will be able to be rubbed off.
Oh yeah.
It is 1988. It also had Adrian Paul from future
Oh wow.
future Highlander fame.
Yeah. Stickers.
It was. I mean, I watched it. I'm not going to say I necessarily remember it being good.
I don't
So.
even remember it existing. Huh.
No, neither do
I do. Hold on a second. If he's got Thundercracker, hold on. Thundercracker is.
Hey, this looks like it's pretty simple. I will wash this one before I put it together. How about that?
Okay.
I have Thundercracker.
Then you can do all the. Yay. You can do all the panel lining goodness on it, and it'll be fine.
Oh, well, Thundercracker was the first one you got. Well, Thundercracker was the first one you got. That's cool. I think he was the first of the Jets I got. My first one was actually Sunstreaker, and he was super complicated. This one's actually less hard to transform than he was. At least for a kid.
Trying not to make
Thundercracker, hang out over here for now.
Oh my
Said
gosh,
you should make
Kathy
lots of
Waffle just redeemed Transformers, John.
Oh, shit.
Looks
Hold
like
on,
you have
that's-
to put together a Transformer.
Hold on. That's going to require instructions.
Transformers.
It's been a while.
More than meets the eye.
No. No.
So, Banion, just wash it with soap and water like normal?
Yeah, it's just mold release.
Yeah.
Just do the simple. I didn't know that you did that for that stuff. Never even thought about that, honestly.
There we go.
Ooh, I like this spruce. I like this yellow.
Sorry. I had to find the instructions. I don't transform some of these guys too often, so I don't necessarily remember how to. Oh, we're going to do this. And some stuff out of the way here.
I just hear the crunch of cellophane.
I know.
Is
I'm
it
trying
still
to do.
cellophane, or is it just some other kind of plastic
Yeah,
now?
it's just some type of plastic. I'm trying to hold it away from the mic and everything while I do it.
Give me a second. I'm trying to figure out.
What about sprue goo, Shaza? We were talking about it earlier.
All right, so I have 3, and I put a quote around this Gundam style models or models to put together. So I'm going to leave it up to the chat of what I put together next. Let me get this in, and I'll show all 3 of the. I think it's like 3 or 4 models that I have to put together. The one I'm not going to put together is my perfect grade. That one takes a lot of time and concentration and so many fucking parts. It's not even funny. I'm still working on that one. So, give me 1 second, and I'll go get the. I think it's 3 models that I have to put together. I'll let the chat decide. Give me 1 second.
Did our screens all get weird?
Yes, they did, and now Gonzo's gone. So our screens are just going to be weird. So we'll just have to make up for that by, I don't know, talking.
Why isn't mine caught up yet? It should have caught up because I'm done changing it.
I don't even see a camera in the Skype, John. I just see your avatar.
Okay, so I have the Thundercracker, which you just showed. Super awesome. Really cool.
A
lot of fun.
Skype's being stupid.
There it
Stop
goes.
being stupid, Skype.
Then
we
I
go.
have this
Oh my
frame
Gonzo,
arms.
fix the camera.
Yeah, fix the cameras, Gonzo.
What's wrong with the cameras?
John is redeeming a
Oh, he needs a-
Transformers.
Gotcha.
There we
Okay,
go.
we'll hold off on it then. Sorry, I didn't know he was doing that. Didn't know that he wanted to be big screen.
I mean, I'm going to put it on. You don't have to put it on the big screen, but I just need to make sure they're working right.
Yeah, it was working. Whenever you flip it over,
Well-
it takes a little bit to refresh as
Well,
well.
they had all messed up. Kathy's had gone crazy. The whole screen had gone wrong.
It's probably memory. My computer's so old.
Didn't you replace it? Or have you not replaced it yet? No? Okay.
No, that money hasn't come in yet.
Fair enough. Trying to remember how this goes. That
He's
goes
whipped
there.
out the instructions for us.
I have to. I don't transform these guys too often,
Yeah.
honestly.
Is it an original style, or is it like a...
Oh, that's why those go up. It's not original. No, I don't have
Okay.
the original ones. Trying to keep them in your guys' view here.
This is totally worth my channel points spent.
There we go. That's why. That's
Love
going to
it.
go. Does it go up? Holy crap.
Goes up, it goes down. It goes up, it goes down.
It's a lot of pain in the butt for some of these, honestly.
Mozal, wait. You mean to tell me you don't play with your toys? What the fuck,
I
man?
do. I just have more than I can play with all the time. Sucker.
He has to cycle through them.
Yeah, I don't remember how these arms go. And they're a pain. Because there's this little bit here that doesn't work right, apparently. Let's look at the other arm here. Because this is a bit here. I'm trying to figure out where it goes. Because I can't just put it back because it gets in the way there.
Bowie says he
Buoysal.
just...
I
Oh,
just
that's why.
transformed Braun, no issues.
Yeah,
Like,
well,
I don't-
Braun's like a generation old. If I got my Braun, he would...
Most like, isn't Braun like 2 inches tall?
No, he means old Braun. There we go. I got the arms finally. The pegs have to go through this bit here. That's what I was getting wrong. They move.
I'm loving the Transformer smack talk.
Boom. Boom. Arms down. Then that goes there. Then the chest opens up, I think. I think it does.
Wait, he's 3.5 inches now? Is that what you're saying, Bowie?
Well, I got for his birthday 1 year. I got Bowie a slightly newer Braun. There it is. Just gotta get to the point where I can open him. Aha! That comes out. And twist around. Got to twist it around too. There we go. And it goes up there. I bet the arms flip in. They do indeed flip in. Oh. Oh, come on, get your fist there. So they flip in like such. Then you close the chest again, or what was the chest again. Why is it not working? It's always hard figuring out what is causing it from keeping it from going
Yeah, because you
together.
don't want to snap the piece or anything either. It's like
Yeah.
super, super careful.
It just shows snapping. Like, okay, let's see what's wrong here. Seems okay. I mean, I don't see anything here wrong. Just something's not matching up right. No.
Mo
says
says
Go
you're
ahead,
not
Tyler.
making enough transforming noises. That's why it's not working.
I mean, it takes a lot of concentration there, Mo. Sorry.
Kathy,
Multitasking.
you're in charge of transformer noises then.
I can't do transformer noises.
All right, let's see. They go in. Let's see.
You've watched more Transformers than I have.
Maybe I'll get a soundboard. Maybe I'll get that sound and play it.
Well,
Where's that?
see, that would be awesome. That's what you can use a hotkey for. Just play that sound.
Maybe this has got a. Maybe I don't have the arm rotated correctly. Nope, it's got to be like that. It's got to be like that. It's got to go in like such.
Uh-oh. I'll fix that. Give me a second.
Oh, is it super zoom in?
Yeah, it's super zoomed in.
I feel like there's something missing here. What am I missing? Nope, that looks good. So the problem is these new ones have become so complicated. I'm going to waste all of our time watching me transform him terribly.
That's fine.
There we go. Now it's snapped in.
We weren't doing anything else.
Boom, boom. I mean, some of them I've done enough that I get to a certain point and it's okay. That flips up. And that's doing the feet here and the sides. They're kind of cool because they actually have a peg where they come in. Those. I bet these things have to move in somehow. So that opens up. I'm not looking at instructions right this second because I'm pretty certain. There's certain times where you're like, I know how this goes. I've seen enough Transformers. They peg in the back here, and then they peg together for the back. It's just hard to get them both together at the same time. I know I'm getting out of frame. I'm trying not to. Let's do this then. Let's get these guys together first, and then peg them in. There we go. Close both those. Good. Pegged in here. Pegged in. Boom, boom, boom. That goes back down. These go. Be careful with the wings. The wings rotate, yeah, but they pop off too. I've had a couple problems with those. That's no problem. They go right back on, but
Yeah, I remember that.
And then wing. Like I said, at a certain point, it all comes together. It's just certain parts of it, they just do so much stuff for it. Come on. There's a lot of very tight tolerances, which means
It is a pretty cool idea having something that's a robot that transforms into something that's totally not a robot.
And it looks
It's really kind of a genius of design.
there you go. Thundercracker is transformed.
Hooray! Totally worth it. Totally worth my channel points. And hey, guess what? Now it's media section. Yep.
Let me jump in here and over here. That.
Perfecto.
The cameras are going to freak out for a little bit while he does that.
Yeah. I'm going to have to clear off my other section so I can do it on my my hobby station.
So before we do media section, I want to know which model I should work with next. I'll see if your camera fixes itself, John. Yeah, there it goes. All right, so I have the Thundercracker model, which we just saw. I just unboxed it. I have this frame arms model. It's actually really cool. It actually transforms into a vehicle. And then I have Mr. Gold to work on next. So tell me which one I should work on next. This is a master grade. Do gold frame transformer. And whoever gets the most votes, I will do next on the next stream.
All right, and I'm going to do this since I've transformed Thundercracker, I'm going to eventually transform Skywarp to robot, and then Thundercracker can go on the nice stand I have, so it looks flying.
Oh, that's cool.
I want to buy a couple more of these, that way I can do cool stuff, but...
Yeah, the Gold Gundam will definitely take a while, so that'll be a good long one, because it's a master grade. And it's actually really, really cool because it's got all this little cool gold stuff, and also, like, you pull it apart, and it's got, like, blue inside of it, so it'll be kind of neat, but...
It's funny, Skywarp's wings are not nearly as a pain in the butt as Thundercrackers are.
All right, so we're going to media section. Media section. I have 4 things to talk about.
Of course you do.
I have 3, and none of them is Monster Squad. I'm sorry, El Marshall.
I don't know if he's here, but I'll let him know you said you were sorry.
I don't think he is here, or he would have said something, but yeah. He was hanging out in our Wednesday paint party.
Cool.
And told me I need to watch that, and I was gonna watch it, and then I totally forgot about it this week. So, yeah, Monster Squad. But yeah, I have 3. I have 3 things that I watched.
I only have the most recent episode of What If. I have not watched anything else.
I still need to watch that too.
I watched the newest What If, and I was going to do that one, but that was it.
Yeah, that's pretty much all I have. Sorry, I don't have necessarily the mental fortitude to be watching stuff when I get home, and I do more chilling than I would like and not enough watching.
I do have a new movie coming in, and it's not a new movie. It's just I finally got the Blu-ray for it, and I will watch it Tuesday. I've been dying to see this movie for like years because it was a really, really cool movie whenever I watched it originally, a long time ago. And it has John Ritter in it.
Stay tuned.
Nope.
Don't know
You're
then.
talking about a movie that has John Ritter in it. What was it?
I mean, Stay Tuned is my favorite movie with John Ritter in it.
I've never heard of that.
It's a very underrated movie. Kathy, I believe you would like that movie.
Put that on the list underneath Monster Squad.
There we go.
Okay, so I'll go with one of my first ones, and I'll save the What If. I watched it'll be a quick one. I watched a documentary called Fantastic Fungi. It is a documentary about fungi, mushrooms.
Oh, I
and
thought it
such.
was going to be about Ben Grimm. He's a fantastic fun guy.
And it was kind of interesting. I love science documentaries about the thing. Mushrooms are actually really freaking cool to do and learn about. I love eating mushrooms to begin with, so I mean that's something. But this one goes into more of, they do talk about the actual growth cycles and everything, and the deadliness of them, and follows people around. They actually go on like these fungi hunts and everything, and then they also talk about the
Hallucinogenic.
Yeah, hallucinogenic is probably the best way to do it. About mushrooms and shrooms in general, and they're like doing this study in Harvard or something about the effect on people and with certain type of diseases, and it was really interesting. If you like a good documentary and such, it's not long. It's only like an hour or so long, so it's not too intense. But I really liked it a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm interested in it. We have a lot of fungi around here, and I'm always curious, like, is that an edible one? Is that one going to kill me? Type thing. and such. So I'm always curious about that. I don't know a lot about them, so I was like, "Ooh, this will be something fun to watch while I eat breakfast or whatever." So it's on Netflix. A little quick show. Fun guy.
I
Fun
was like, I have no
guy.
idea what you're talking about. So you're pronouncing it correctly. I just
Yeah. Yeah, just wondering. But I mean, it's just a sweet little 1 or so hour show, and I enjoyed it a lot. I gave it like, not Real Men, but that is actually a really good show. That is a really good movie with John Belushi. Was it John Belushi? No, Jim Belushi
Hooray.
and John Ritter.
Another
But that
one.
one's a really good one. That's actually, I really liked Real Men a lot.
yeah, Kathy, it was easier since I had just transformed Thundercracker the other way. It was pretty easy to go back right away. Wait till I get Starscream. He's the different kind. But anyways, proceed.
So I finished watching that, and that was actually really fun, really interesting. I like that they're doing scientific testing on the drug use of fungi, and so I thought it was interesting to do that. Interesting to see and get to know. If you got like an hour or so, watch it. I gave it 0 space herpes. Kathy?
Let's see. Good thing I wrote these down. So I watched Outland, which is a movie that came out in 1981.
Hashtag high noon in space.
I was just going to say it was like a Western in space. That is exactly how I was thinking by the end of it. I was like, this is just like all the Westerns I've watched where there's the one guy who's up against, and all I can think is Brian Dennehy is probably because I've watched Silverado too many times.
Hold on. I would like to challenge something. You cannot watch Silverado too many times.
That's fair. That's correct. There is no too many times for Silverado.
So Banyan, before she continues, the Connery movie that we watched was Outland, the one she's talking about.
Yeah.
Proceed.
Outland. Yes. Yes, Sean Connery in space. Not Moonraker, that's Roger Moore. So just
Ha ha! Ha ha! Well played. Well played. I like the movie. It is very different for him, I feel.
I was riveted because I was watching this via Discord with a friend of mine, and usually we just kind of talk, during a movie, talk about what's going on and stuff. And I was paying too much attention to what was going on, because I wanted to know what happens next.
Yeah.
I really liked the nurse. She cracked me up.
Yeah, she was great. The doctor was great. And Sean Connery's performance is almost understated. He's not as boisterous in us as he was later in life.
Yeah.
He was not like
he was acting.
Stealing the scene. He was acting the hell out of it. He wasn't like chewing scenery. He was acting.
Yeah. I was like, wow, he's really, you don't, there's all the James Bond, and you just kind of get this image in your head of Sean Connery, James Bond, and maybe that's all there is to him or something, or like you say, just the boisterous kind of flamboyant sort of thing, like in Highlander. But this was really, it wasn't like over the top acting. It was like just good acting.
Good. It was very good. It was a good movie. It definitely shows its age, but it wears its age well, let's say.
Yeah. And the models were fantastic.
Yeah.
And I watched a retrospect about, the models and how they did that and stuff, which was interesting. But
well, they did good stuff with lighting. Not having watched retrospective, they did good stuff with lighting to hide, so they didn't have to do too much with the models. They made the lighting darker and appropriate, so that you wouldn't have to see all the detail.
I felt like it was a little too darkly lit, but I understand why they did it.
Yes.
I totally understand that. And my friend was like, it feels like it could be in the same universe as Aliens.
Oh, absolutely. Headcanon, those are in the same universe.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, Outland takes place much earlier, in the timeline, but
So yeah, I really liked it. I'm gonna give it a spacer because it just was too dark and shadowy, and my eyes were straining to try and see detail that really wasn't there because of that. But otherwise, I really enjoyed that one.
it was definitely enjoyable. Definitely should look it up if you guys get a chance.
I have never seen this.
Solid action movie.
Yeah, but more than that, it's a little
I was
everything. It's like
waiting
old
for
school.
aliens, and none showed up.
Yep, no aliens.
But it was good. It was good. It didn't need aliens.
But we're still guessing.
Are you just going down the John Ritter IMDb, boy?
Not skin deep. So I've never seen it before. I didn't even know what it was. I'm gonna put that on my list. Where did you watch it at, Kathy?
What?
Where did you watch Outland at?
Where did I watch it?
Yeah.
It was.
When I
my
watched it, it was
friend-
Amazon Prime.
It was my friend's movie that's on his computer, and he
Oh, okay.
streamed it on Discord.
1 second.
Okay. I didn't know if it was if you'd watched it on like, Netflix or Discord.
Yeah, I
or,
watched it on Discord.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's not currently on Prime Video for free, unfortunately. But we watched it on Prime Video back when
Wow, a year goes
Dana
by
and I
fast,
watched it.
smiley
And
face.
thank you for the resub, Nosferatu.
Yeah, thanks, Nosferatu.
Thanks.
How are you
A
tonight?
year does go by fast. Holy moly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I'd never
Nosferatu
seen it. 'Cause I was like trying to figure it
together.
out and figure out what it was, and I was like, no, don't
Trying to
remember it.
figure out-
Really, Bowie? Wrath of Pecan?
Wait, what?
Proceed. Nope. I'll share a joke. Hold on. Copy.
Okay.
But proceed, Gonzo.
Okay, the next thing I watched is I watched a show another one on Netflix called The Waterman. The Waterman is a show about a kid's. There's a urban legend about a man that is immortal, and this kid goes off into the forest to try to find the Waterman to save his mom because his mom's dying of some disease. And we watched it, and no, Bowie. It was just okay. It gives me, I give it the 2.5 meh rating because it wasn't bad, but it wasn't really good. And the acting was okay. It just kind of like, I can pass it type thing. And it just didn't really grab me, but it wasn't bad, but it wasn't really great. It's on Netflix. I think it was like 2 hours or so, and it just, like I said, just a meh rating. It wasn't bad, wasn't good. So I mean, and I just really can't talk about it because it's just there. Kind of like, oh yeah, this is okay, this is alright, this is okay, and then done. Type thing. So, Kathy, go with what you got because that one was so bad I had to get it out of the way.
So, the other movie that I watched, also, this one is actually on Amazon Prime right now for a freebie. The Party, which is a 1968 Blake Edwards movie. And Blake Edwards, I recognize his name because he did all the Pink Panther movies from back then. And this stars Peter Sellers. I didn't know what to expect. The soundtrack is Henry Mancini, and I love Henry Mancini. I'm like, this is going to be amazing.
All right.
And
who are the actors?
what?
Who stars in it?
Well, it was off the top of my head, as if I have a Wikipedia or something in front of me, which I don't. I know you do that stuff, John. So Peter Sellers was in it. I recognized Gavin MacLeod in it of, the captain of the Love Boat, and also he played Marie Slaughter on the Mary Tyler Moore Show. And he made some appearances in Hogan's Heroes. Just off the top of my head.
I don't recognize any of the people.
But yeah, I didn't really recognize. Oh, Twiggy made a very small cameo. But
Twiggy, wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was the 1960s. It was 1968. It was. You know, the writers, like I said about Casino Royale, the writers were all on acid, but here they were clearly smoking something.
I mean, hold on.
But let me tell you, it was a fun ride. It was very much in the vein of the Pink Panther movies, although you would not have a movie like this made today. You had Peter Sellers playing an Indian guy, like Hindustan, in brownface, and that was weird for me.
Yeah.
But and he's just kind of this bumbling guy who keeps it's like Maxwell Smart, right? Stumbling, bumbling, like a Maxwell Smart sort of a character. Well, like Inspector Clouseau.
Indeed.
You know? And he kind of bumbles his way through. He's an actor. He's making this movie. He wrecks the movie on accident, of course. And then he accidentally gets invited to the producer's house for this party. And he's so out of place. So incredibly out of place. And hilarity ensues. And also there's an elephant that appears.
So it's like Smokey and the Bandit Part 2.
In the house.
Elephant.
Yeah, it's exactly like Smokey and the Bandit Part 2. Only with more 60s fashion.
Fair. I mean,
and the music was amazing. There was this jazz quartet that just played music in the background the whole time. And I'm like, I would go to this party. I would be the girl dancing next to the piano. I absolutely would go to this party and I would watch this again. It's hilarious. It's a bit slapstick.
I mean,
well, if you've seen any of the Pink Panther movies with Peter Sellers, then you know that's how it's going to be. But it was totally worth it.
Cool. I mean, Peter Sellers is one of those actors that I'll check out most movies. I see it and I have a chance. Like, yeah, sure, watch this. I think I only own 2 movies with him in it, though. I think it's Doctor Strangelove and Murder by Death.
I haven't seen Murder by Death in forever. Well, I haven't seen Doctor Strangelove since forever. Also, as a matter of fact, it's been a long time.
I'm gonna get Murder by Death back. I let Norrin borrow it a long time ago. So, because as I tell people, it's the proto Clue. You want the whole Clue experience. You watch Murder by Death. You watch Clue. And then you watch Knives Out. Because that's sort of like the whole
trifecta.
Yes.
You know what? Wait, Murder by Death, is that the one with Peter Falk?
Yes.
Yes, we did that. We did Murder by Death and Clue. We did a double feature at my friend's house a few years ago.
It's a natural.
It was perfect. And now you just add Knives Out to it? Yes. The cherry on the sundae? I don't know. I don't eat cherries, so.
As much as I love Clue, I would honestly also say that at that point, you're technically going up in quality as you go as well.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I love Clue, but man, Knives Out is just fucking great.
Brilliant.
We got Knives Out 2 coming out.
Oh. Yeah. Do you know when?
No. I just know they said they were doing a sequel.
Yeah. Okay.
So hopefully this is good.
Hopefully go to the theater when that comes out without too much worry. We're still planning on renting a theater for Dune.
There's been some early reviews of that so far.
Yeah, they've been great.
Yeah,
it's good.
There's been some
Uh,
good
But
I am
people-
half tempted to fly out there and
Oh,
watch a movie with you guys.
shit. Guys, you would talk about What If now?
Yeah, let's talk about What If. This episode was about Doctor Strange, without
Yep.
giving any spoilers. Without giving spoilers away, this was my least favorite one out of the three.
I liked the last one less.
Yes.
I think the third one was the worst so far. It was still plenty good.
Yeah, it was good, but out of the ones that have gone through so far, this is my least favorite.
No, I like this more than last week's.
Did you really?
Yeah, I think this was a good introduction to that part of What If. You know, because you've had the other types of stories. This is a good one because it followed all the right stuff. The only thing I have to say is there was a point where I mentioned it to Bainey. We watched it together, and I looked over after something happened. I said, "The doctor's standing there in the background, shaking his head, ashamed of them." Because come on, guys, at least come up with a fucking better name.
Yeah, this one just kind of just was like type thing. You knew what was going to happen.
It was telegraphed like a mile away. There was
Yeah.
no. I mean,
But I mean,
foreshadowed anymore, the whole thing would be super dark.
yeah, it was still good. It was just the whole thing. You're just like, you know where it's coming from. You know where it's going. You know what's going to happen. You know how this is going to be. And yeah,
I mean,
okay.
the way they tell things, you don't know for sure because this is the first one that sort of ended like it did.
Yes.
So
I mean, I figured it was going to end the way it did because I mean, that's
yeah, I
just
figured it was
what
going to
it's
be
supposed
similar to that, but there was a chance throughout it that it might not end that way, so that's good.
No.
So.
It wasn't bad.
I did
The
still enjoy it.
The
Still
animation
good.
was really good on this one, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I think it's the best animation we've seen out of them.
I think I'd probably give it, half a Space Herpy.
Yeah, I'm like half to one. Like I said, still wasn't bad, but it was the weaker of the three, in my opinion.
I would have given. I give last week a 1. This one gets a half, and then the other two get a 0.
Why do you give that? Why do you give last week's a 1?
Because it didn't follow the proper thing. It didn't tell you how it all started. It didn't show you the divergent point. Because it would have given it a story, but they didn't work it in right, so it made it
Gotcha.
less of a story that way.
Gotcha. Okay.
At the end, they should have done something like that. It's sort of, when you break the format, you need to do a better job of getting back into it. Because I'm sure some people were just like, what the fuck? Why do I care? So,
Gotcha. Yeah, I think they should do like, this is the reason why the timeline is split and went this
Yes.
way instead. That way they kind of know, this, but this is where this one went.
I mean, it would have totally given away the whole spoiler, but you could have had him do it at the end. So,
Yeah.
But yeah, still enjoying it. Still looking forward to new ones.
Yeah.
Also, kind of amused by people who are doing like their little own Star Wars what if things I've seen on Twitter and all. Just little things. I saw one where they had a picture where it was like, what if Leia grew up on Tatooine and Luke was a Prince of Alderaan? I'm like, that's an interesting thought. That's an easy. What would that end up looking like?
Yeah, that wouldn't be too bad. That would
Yeah.
be that's not too far fetched type thing.
Oh, and that's something they might do with the Star Wars Visions that's coming out, where they're going to do a lot of other short stories. Who knows if they do a little
Oh,
what if in there. But
I'm
I
really
don't-
looking forward to that Star Wars Visions because it's new stories and done by some really good artists. I hope it's all good. It looks like it's going to be a lot of fun.
I'll be honest, all I'm really looking forward to is The Mandalorian and the Book of Boba Fett. Because if there's anything Mandalorian has done is rekindled my love for Boba Fett. They made Boba Fett the badass we all
Yeah.
Wanted
knew
to
him
be-
to be and
Yeah.
wanted him to be, that he never really delivered on in the series.
Yeah, supposedly
yeah.
all the filming is done for Boba Fett right now already. I think that's all
Cool.
that
Awesome.
production was done.
Because I've been a couple YouTube videos of like popped up of like his fight versus the stormtroopers. It's just fuck yeah.
Yeah, the Star Wars Visions I'm looking forward to. I think that'll be pretty. I hope that's going to be good because it's just going to be new stuff and done by some really amazing studios.
And I did finally finish reading Shrapnel issue 1, the BattleTech magazine. A bunch of short stories, some role playing stuff and stuff like that. It was cool. It's cool to have that kind of magazine, even if it is nominally electronic or print on demand. It'll be expensive if you print on demand, but I don't mind. It was very cool to read it on my Kindle.
Kathy, do you have a last one?
I do. Today, just for funsies, watched Guardians of the Galaxy again.
Always a good classic.
Yeah. Because we were talking last week, and I thought it would be fun to see that again. And I think I'll be watching the second one again soon too, because I love it. I absolutely love it.
I like the second one better.
It's so much fun. It's a fun adventure.
I do like the first one a lot. I mean, I'm going to say some very hot takes here. I think its overall goodness is overrated. It's very good and very enjoyable. No major quibbles with it at all, except for the fact that Gamora has no fucking character. But she gains all her character in the second one. Like, she has character from the actions, not like backstory at all. You don't really get where she's coming from. She's consistent through the whole thing, but there's one of my beefs there.
A bit one-dimensional so far.
Yeah, one dimension. I mean, she shows a little bit there, but she's not given a lot. She does the best with what she's given. So I said, gives the best what she's given, and I don't have a problem with it. I feel like the second movie really expands her backstory, and that's why I like it so much better. You get a lot more from her. You get a lot more from.
She does hint in this one that there is more, and especially with her and Nebula.
Yeah, there's some deleted scenes that help a little bit more too. I just think it's like only so much they can do in one movie thing. But if I were to pick the nits, I mean, it's still 0.
Yeah.
I'm not going to give it. If I was forced to put them all in a lineup, sure, it would go down a little bit, but it's still basically a 0, maybe a half at worst.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, Drax's backstory is good, but he's pretty much resolved in this. And then Rocket's great. I mean, it's all good.
Yeah, it was a unique of the Marvel ones. It was not your standard, I'm on Earth making a new superhero type thing. Excuse me. Type thing. So,
and I didn't even realize that the Collector was Alexis Denisov.
Who?
From the guy from Angel. Buffy and Angel.
I don't know.
The TV series.
I know the TV series, I just don't know
the Collector, Benicio del Toro?
No, I thought that was
Benicio del Toro.
I know I saw Alexis Denisov's name in the credits.
Probably did. Probably something else.
Maybe it was right beneath it. I don't know.
Well, let's see here.
Now I don't know. Now we have to find out.
We do have to find out because someone might be wrong on the internet.
Who was what was the name of the person?
Alexis Denisov. Oh, for fuck's sake.
Now we're all digging through it.
Oh, my echo just went off when I said that.
Oh.
I played the other.
The other. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. The other.
For both seconds.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry. I mean, I was like, because I knew that was Benicio del Toro because, I mean, Benicio del Toro is great and so fucking odd in the roles that he chooses. But he always hits it. Like, no matter what movie, like, even you look at something that is divisive as, what is it? The Last Jedi. I still like his character. I thought he played an interesting character in that. So, I mean, he's just cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he does some really good stuff. Well, guys, it's actually the end of the show. How many Space Harpies did you give it, by the way? Kathy, you going to give it a 0?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I figured as much.
That one's always a fun one. And then looking forward to seeing the second one maybe next weekend.
Yeah,
we'll see.
I like the second one even more. Can I give that negative? I really do. I think the second one is so much better. Like, just good overall. But anyways.
Well, guys, we're going to let you out of here. We're going to go and have a good time. We are going to send you off to Vliger Dragon because she is doing some
Yay!
RPG and
Yay,
give her
V!
some love. Good old friend of ours, V. Guys, please take care of yourself. Please wear your mask. Please, keep your distance. Go get vaccinated. We want to make sure everybody's safe and healthy and happy. And Kathy,
We want to go to HugCon next year.
we want to see everybody at
HugCon
HugCon.
2022.
We may do a live Facebook stream or a live Twitch stream of us just saying hi and seeing all of our friends. We may have some giveaways then too. You never know.
Yeah.
I may just hug the camera.
We may just hug the camera.
Yeah, but that's a while away yet. We'll see.
So please be safe. From More Than Dice, I'm Gonzo.
I'm John.
I'm Kathy.
Good night.
I have to pee.
I don't have to.
Okay.
Gotta wait to write me.
Go do that. Oh, hey, look. There's moderators. There's credits. When did that happen?
I put those in.